I mean, at least you're still playing into a decent amount of low range, you know?
It's yeah, I'm talking about a lane matchup. I think Braum always gets value into these picks. It might also, again, be the Poppy for Barrel. We're not quite sure what the actual lock-in is going to be here.
Well, with Bengi behind Lucid, with the book out, I think it's going to be support Poppy. Let's see. What do we got? Final pick here.
Like, Pantheon's still open, but so I'm not surprised by this. I do think playing the Pantheon into the Braum is going to feel quite rough. I like it into Lilia, though. Having a guaranteed way to set up. And, yeah, one of my favorite moments of, you know, the open mics is Lucid being like, oh, I don't know, I've never really played Pantheon and Barrel, telling him, just pick it or you should retire. And it was like, well, I'll lock it in.
Got him.
And then he had a great game. But, yeah. 2v2, absolutely disgusting here. DK is going to rely on that. If this composition falls behind against the one at T1, it doesn't do anything. And even then, the Braum is going to have a ton of value. And there is a saying.
Okay, well, we're ready. Let's hop to the roof for game number 3. Here we go, game number 3. All right, they're opting into a level 1 against Braum. But it's just 5-point start here for T1, so DK are able to bully him a little bit. I do like also that T1 are taking inspiration from Bro's drafting with the Lucian Braum here in game 3.
When is the world's Bro skin for Braum coming? You know, it's just Bro.
Braum? B-R-O-U-M.
Yes.
Braum. Stand behind Braum.
You can see it, right?
And they try to do the dragon, but they're definitely sniffed out here.
It's really mean, because T1 pretended they were handshaking by starting a grubby, and then Lucid's like, okay, then I can start. And then, guess what? They lied.
They lied. And the dragon goes to T1.
A figurative gank.
Yeah, it's not literal.
It's the concept of the gank, though.
Yeah, I take everything very literally, as you might have found out after game 1. Concept of a gank. I mean, Faker's up 23 CS, and that helps zone away Showmaker. Like, the wave was in a great spot for Faker after Showmaker backed. So, yes, Silas gets behind ranged champions that can poke him out a bit. But it's still a pretty hefty lead here for Faker here in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Also the bot lane.
This was a counter pick that was attempted, didn't quite end up working out. And Tier 1 looking very sharp here thus far in the early laning phase. Picked this for lane and was thinking that it was going to be a better time in the skirmishes. We haven't had any skirmishes yet. I don't know if we're getting any, because Dragon is just going to be given up.
I'm not sure what led them to believe that there would be action in this game. You know?
Well, you have to create your own destiny, VODS. You have to be the one that creates the action.
That's true.
Which they're not doing.
You have to earn recognition, you know?
Well, last time the game was close, and then DK won a 5-0. I don't feel like that's happening this time around, though. Drake is taken. Steadily T1 just building upon these leads. I know Lucid's in the area, but he really wants the base. Sitting on his first item. There we go. Sunlit Sky done.
Played here for Faker. Just getting farther and farther ahead. He has the largest lead right now. It's becoming more than just recognizable.
We have a recognizable lead.
Yeah.
What's next? Do we just go to big lead straight?
No, I think it's just like a solid lead, you know?
Solid.
They're solidly in the lead.
Yeah.
This is where we get to the layer where it's like, okay, if you're Genji and Life Esports up against any kind of like middling or low team, it's just over.
Yeah.
This is like the Wolf level of lead. As we got an arrow just gonna flash it, and now the Braum is in so much trouble as he's stunned 100-0. I mean, there's nothing he could do. Faker had to flash it though after being on target. So a nice arrow, a nice gank here from DK as they maneuver up and they create their own destiny.
They do. Oh, Guma, he doesn't know.
Guma.
Oh, he's fine. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I already thought Barrel was gonna flash over and slam into the wall, but
I don't know. They didn't see him either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jonah Strong fooling us once again.
So now T1 has been demoted from a close to solid lead to just a recognizable lead.
Yeah. They were getting close to tier 3, but now they're like back at tier 2.
All right.
Especially because, you know, Drake, or rather Grubs went over to DK again.
They're giving up a good amount of mid resources as well.
Maybe not top 8.
And then we get to
like unlosable.
Massive. Then we get to unlosable.
Yeah.
And at what point do you truly trust if you're a DK or KT player? What lead? Where on the scale do we...
Oh, the arrow's insane! Aiming Zash! I should not have called for the Zeri when he can play Ashe like this. And he's the one setting up all these plays. 2 assists now for the man. He has made both the kills happen. Yeah, like T1 are still in the lead, but it's basically even. Let's see it. Pings it, sends it out.
No notes. I love that Lucid also ults here, because we have to actually have Carrier roaming up as well, and Showmaker does obviously use a lot of burst.
That was sick, right? That's what he said.
I don't think anyone can. I think she stands alone. Oh,
it's just you never expected. Very fast, but you can't get away from that amount of CC. Knocked into the wall, but Carrier comes on over, helping him out of it. He's holding the door, and now they've gone very deep for this one. We got the Dominus, the buff level 11 one, taking away the damage. And there goes Shiwu, who just got baited into this one by his team. And now Barrel, well, he's dead. The only question is who's going to get the kill. He's very fast, but Lilia's faster. And eventually, yeah, the bowling ball hits him in the face. That's a nice kill for Owner. Another arrow. No way. No, 3 for 3. And this time, doesn't look like Showmaker's going to be able to kill him, as he's full health with a Roa and another Ruby Crystal. But still.
I think these fights are going to keep looking this messy, as we have a lot of good souls still on the table. This Dragon, I do think, with how the positioning from T1 is going to go over, because it looks like Aiming is setting up a bait. Showmaker is in the area with Flash. Is going to fall for it.
I mean, Aiming might die anyway. Showmaker comes in, he's like, oh, well, I can't do much now. It's Infernal Soul.
Oh, yes, please. Either of these teams with Infernal Soul? Turret is just going to go, though. Like, DK are now sending Showmaker over. That turret is gone.
Yeah, we don't have any feats of warfare yet, so these turrets, that's the first turret going over to T1. They're getting one step closer, and they get the objective as well, so they will be able to pick up the feats. As the arrow's so close again, still going to go for it here is Beryl, but that is a Victor. And Beryl going to get stunned up here anyway. They don't quite have the damage with only Victor.
Yeah, they were looking for a play with Lucid there. He was actually sitting in the brush waiting to ult down to bot lane. If the arrow hits or if Beryl gets the stun into the wall, neither of those things happen. And this is a very beefy Victor, beefed up with Grasp and Roa. If this mid lane turret falls, and the Herald will ensure that it will, DK is rapidly losing control of the map.
Yep, Perry gonna put this one into the turrets, and he's gonna go for a little drive, looking for that bottom turret, which is pretty low. I think he's got it with this driving so far.
That's one.
All right, he's able to make the turn. There you go. Big hit in the bottom lane as well, and now Siu half health. He's got to back away. Arrow gonna miss Doran here, so Aiming very good at hitting the long range ones, but the short range right in front of you ones, not as good.
It's a different skill set, Veldes.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, DK, they're suffering at a substantial deficit at this
TP!
point. Oh, TP. They got to make something happen is what I was about to say. They got to make plays, otherwise they just lose. And they will be able to find Faker here with a Pantheon ultimate and a TP. And there you go. Shiu going to pick up the kill.
Ooh, that's a heavy investment. You see T1 is learning. This was a counter pick, by the way, in tops for Shiu.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. Talk shot. Does have 2 available. Does he want to use it on the Dragon? Or as I think they can just say, hey, it's gone. Let's leave it be. It looks like that's the call. 2 items are just not done.
Yeah. Just didn't feel like they could fight at this point in time, so. I mean, He just walks away. Doran, though, he is behind enemy lines. He wants to make the fight happen. And, I mean, they're trying to engage on a Renekton that is actually quite tanky. But now the stolen Renekton ultimate Showmaker going to show us who the real Renekton is. And, yeah, I mean, Doran goes for the angle. It looks like a team call.
Yeah, it must have
but it was way too aggressive.
What did they actually use, though? It's 2 ults for DK. And it's the ult from Guma and Doran, and T1's response is at, oh, I think they made the read that DK would go for Dragon. DK, they're not seeing this coming at all.
He's just gonna check the brush, Lucius is dead, and that's the jungler of DK off the map now. Yeah, now you can do Otacon. Now it's pretty safe.
They're gonna do Nash.
Yeah, they can do Nash actually, that's much better. And
yeah, you saw Aining was trying to play. She was going to look for a back and TP in. I don't know if they have the time. They need to try and stop this, though. And they do have a lot of AoE damage.
I mean, Showmaker might just send it in with the Renekton ultimate, or they're just going to give it away.
Oh,
they just give it up.
I think you have to send it there. You might lose the game off of it, but I don't think you can just give them Baron and Otacon.
Well, you can just lose the game off of not doing anything as well. And I do have news for you, though. Beryl did, in fact, pick up his first item a minute ago.
Yeah, he got that McKills. I saw that.
Yeah.
Would have been good if he had that when Lucy died.
Well, at least he had vision. He had control of the map with his control wards. And now T1, they have a very big lead.
Are they going to try and die? Like, are they going to die Faker? Yes.
Stopwatch. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but also just even the arm guard alone. Huh. Not the game 3 I was hoping for.
You don't like the 6 kills in 30 minutes?
6 kills in 29 minutes, Veldas.
Yeah, again, I mean, DK got behind, they lost their lanes, and then they were like, huh. And T1 were like, well, we don't have to do anything. Like, there's no onus on us to do anything in this game. We have Victor, and we have Lucian Braum. Like, you're never attacking our carries, ever. It's just not going to happen. And now, greeting for the Gromp. We've seen this before. This time, it's not going to backfire.
Nice sidestep by Beryl. DK just want to hold on to their inhibs at all costs, because if they completely lose control of the map, I don't think they're ever getting it back. So now their game plan, I think, just becomes stall indefinitely and hope that the item lead at some point isn't that relevant anymore. It's kind of what I'm
I mean, you need like another 15 minutes for that.
I know.
I don't know if that's going to happen in this game. T1 shouldn't let it happen. And now the engage Braum actually not bad. Coming on in, nice amount of poke damage onto all the DK members. They have to back off of the turret, and Owner's looking for more. Still got a minute on the Otacon buff, by the way.
And Baron.
And Baron. They actually synced it up very nicely. And there's no reason for them to ever back away. And just, even if they get a withdrawal, like, who cares? This is 200 gold. Just TP back in. So they're taking bot lane. They're taking mid lane. And DK eventually, we've said this, eventually, at some point, they do have to fight. Otherwise, they will just lose. You don't want to pull a Jin Air. There's a lot of gold on the map, okay?
Oh, yeah.
DK get one pick.
Because they got one turret.
One pick.
With double
objective bounties.
With double counter pick, by the way.
Yeah. No, T1 are in an unlosable position.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
I'm going to say that.
Oh, I don't know about that, Veldas.
I think with this comp and this game state, I think it's unlosable.
I wouldn't go that far. But if they do lose, it's not because of curses. It's because I think that there's always an angle. I was going to put that out there.
I am not as good at caster cursing as you are, so I wouldn't give myself that much credit. All right, Renekton ultimate stolen. He's going to look for the angle. They will fight eventually, I believe. Showmaker used it. He's not generating rage, so I don't know why. They're either going to knock away the Braum, and they find the angle here on the front line, and it's actually Faker who goes down first, but Doran in the back line ticking away onto everyone. He gets taken out as well. It's 5v3, and see who gets the resets. There was an unlosable Chronicler. There was an angle. They take 3 of them down. Showmaker trying to go in onto Owner. And will have it. That's the max range on the chains. And Carry is killing a turret in the base. He'll just execute to the fountain.
The standing gold!
The standing gold, the comeback for DK!
Wait, no, but like, because of death timers of Owner and carry out, would have been enough, but instead, DK find a miracle fight. Curses aren't real.
Standing gold?
No game is unlosable.
Standing gold?
Standing gold! And T1, I think you're still in a great position for this game. I would still pick them if I'd had to pick. 3 nibs are open. The map is in dire straits for DK, but we're getting a game, Velvet.
DK didn't even get the drain.
I know. Well, they might.
They're definitely going to get it, but they didn't get it yet. So the tempo, you know, they need to spend some time to take this down. T1 might get some position around the Baron.
Oh, they are. Oh, the pigs are going down.
I didn't know I had these powers, Chronicler. I didn't know I was this good at caster cursing. But I have set it up perfectly to get a game on our hands.
You're a great caster, Valdez.
I can see it.
This is all we needed. It's here. It's still a free kick gold lead, but now there's all of a sudden, but one lost fight for DK and the game is over.
I feel like the entire tone of the game as well is shifted. T1 now know, but there is vision of this, so.
Doran sweeps it out, and Showmaker's TP is going to get forced, whether he likes it or not. Shiu as well, looking for a base. I think Death Dance might be done. It's going down quickly, but T1, they get the TP. Is that enough?
Yeah, they're going to get the 1 TP. Shiu still has his. He gets his Death Dance.
Ooh. Good restraint from DK, not actually using both.
Yeah, she was still backing. I feel like maybe they wanted to take the fight after the Baron, but that's not the best angle. Still, it's a very close game. 2 Infernal Drakes for DK. Soul points.
Anyone getting caught at this point by a bowling ball, by a barrel slam, and blown up in seconds. Good vision here as barrel.
He's going backwards at least, and he's just dead! Explodes into a flurry of infernal cinders, and now Lucid tries to follow up on it and might just die for the sins of Barrel. And now, T1 5v3, looking for Showmaker, and it should be enough as down he goes. The shutdown comes through, and DK, they gave us hope. We had a game for about 3 minutes, and then it wasn't a game again.
Unlosable, Valdez! You said it yourself! And it starts with Barrel, and it ends with Barrel. Tries to look for a play, gets caught. The wave clear is decent. Ult is there for Shiu, but I don't think they can do this.
It doesn't look very likely as Shiu's getting bursted. He does get an insane amount of health back, but eventually it's just too much. The arrow, though, in the face. That's 2 kills! No! Barrel respawns! The game isn't over, guys! It's not over! It's still alive! Well, you know, I thought I was a strong caster cursor, but you are on a different level, sir.
Caster curses aren't real!
I can't believe I even gave myself credit when I'm sitting next to the god. Palms are sweaty. Mom's
the regular season game!
All right, we're setting up for the Infernal.
Oh, we're not getting into it. We're going for the fight. No one is trying to actually get this objective. It's all about the positioning.
All right, let's see.
Don't know about Shiu.
Who's got the hands? Who's ready? The ult is going to hit Faker away, and now the flank comes through for Shiu, but they don't commit to the fight.
Oh, that's the ult gone from Barrel. That's big. They're going to try and burst it down. They're going to try and flip. Doran is spotted.
I don't know if this is going to work for DK. As now Barrel's going in, and the streak is not low enough. It's not low enough. They want to turn on the Doran now. It's getting real messy. It's getting incredibly messy. Doran's going to go down, but so does the Drake to the side of T1. Lucid stays alive, though. It's a 5v4, and Shiu, he wants to make this fight his. Shiu does a lot, but he holds up the door, and now a massive flame from Owner onto nearly everybody. Isn't enough damage? It's the question. Faker on the right side on the Victor. He might recreate the Chovy moment.
Look at the base.
Oh, the base is in shambles as well. Guma and Faker against saving.
Oh, they don't have TP. And oh, he still has Baron! He still has Baron!
Still has Baron! It's still alive!
Can they push? I don't know who.
They have to fight over that.
But you can't. Well,
I mean, well, T1 might be able to like end the game or something, depending on the wave states.
Soul for Nexus.
Yeah.
I don't think Barrel falls for that. If there's one guy in the game, I'm like, you can't do it.
You can't get it past the LoL Master.
That's why he's the guru.
And Baron's going to spawn
By the way, Barrow's level 6. This is a support puppy with 1 item! He's level 16!
Yeah. Well, he has a lot of control over the vision.
Well, they don't, though.
Well, he's trying his best.
He's trying his hardest.
He's spending as much money as he is physically capable of to contest the vision.
Don't lose. If I would have actually swore if we lost the game over. I don't care if he loses, but if anyone at this point loses over Raptors, I would be very upset.
That would be, yeah, that would be a bit of a problem. I think the coaches would be very upset too.
That would make me curse.
Yeah.
Not in a caster way, just in a normal human being.
Yeah. Casters aren't normal human beings, so it makes sense. It checks out. Does he have death cap? Is what we're looking at here. Yes, he does. That's full build for Faker.
Full item up.
Yeah, Showmaker.
So now it's between aiming and Faker. Who can carry harder and which team can enable their player to play better? Because Guma, yeah, he's also sitting at 6 items. His burst is great, but the sustained damage just doesn't compare. The arrow?
The arrow. And that's a big one. TP coming in. Oh, they got a Pantheon as well. And the Zonus comes in. Can they get there in time to defend him is the question. And now aiming. He's getting slapped. And he's taken out. Down goes aiming. The one guy who could get it done for DK. And they're trying to zone here for Siu. He has incredible amounts of healing, but it's not enough against T1. They get the clean ace, and they will end game 3 in their favor.
And after all of that, Doran finds aiming and cuts him down.
Chops down the aiming tree. And there it is. T1 will take the 2-1 victory over DK tonight. Only 2 of us predicted it.